You gave it the run-up, Richo. You warmed us up. The big secret, what is it?
The big secret is this. There is a famous cup in town, and to introduce us to it as well is a man who's only won it 5 times. Joe Agresta's in town as well. How good is that? Ladies and gentlemen, it is true. The Melbourne Cup is at the Royal Adelaide Show, and we're going to introduce you to that very same trophy and have a talk to some very special people. It's our honour to bring it out to you tonight. And Matthew Pantelis, this is something you were saying before. You don't get to hold the AFL Winners' Trophy. You do get to hold the Melbourne Cup. So how good is that?
It is pretty good. It's been in the Jubilee Pavilion all day, 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I'm sure a lot of people went by and grabbed it. I didn't this time, but I have a number of times before. It is pretty exciting. It's come into work at 5AA, and I've held it there. I've held it here at the show last year. Pretty cool that you can pick up the Melbourne Cup and have your photo taken holding it.
I'll tell you about the guy who's going to talk to us. Racing legend Joe Agresta, former track rider for Bart Cummings, is going to be with the Cup, and he's going to share firsthand his unique story. You don't ride 5 Cup winners. You just don't.
Yeah,
it
that's right.
happen.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Joe Agresta was the main man, in fact, for the Bart Cummings stables until his retirement in 2014. And he's been the track rider for 5 Melbourne Cup winners. These Cup winners are Saintly, Rogan Josh, Kingston Rule, Let's Elope, and Viewed as well. So that's fantastic. And also 2 horses are going to lead them out. Precedence and Sirmione coming out as well, both trained by Bart Cummins, both also Melbourne Cup runners as well, and they now compete at the Royal Adelaide Show.
Now I think they're making their way onto the track just in front of the way you're facing there, Richo. They are coming out of the roundhouse just on the eastern side.
I see the silverware.
Can you see it? There it is. There it is on the big screen. Look at that.
How good is this?
That is so cool.
The Melbourne Cup is in town. Of course, the big build to that first Tuesday in November.
Yeah, what a race that is. And they say it's the race that stops the nation, and it certainly is. I remember being at school, and they would, this is the way we get introduced to horse racing in this country. They would pipe the Melbourne Cup through the classrooms into the, the speakers there when the principal would make an announcement or whatever. But we used to get the call of the Cup and have sweeps as well in the 1970s as a kid. It was great fun. I don't know if that happens these days, but it certainly stops the nation. This Cup and this race is in our blood. Have a look as they come around. Get your photos taken, or take your photos as they sweep around. And if you want to post them to social media, hashtag ADEL Show, ADEL Show, Adel Show, and put it up on social media. We will be picking a photo tonight just before 9 o'clock. And the winner that we pick will be walking home, or driving home even, with a fabulous Wallace movie pass, a gold pass. Go along to the movies every night for a year. Tremendous prize. So take some photos and put them up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hashtag Adel Show. Look at that. Here it comes around by the cement stand there in the northeastern corner. And the Melbourne Cup proudly held aloft. Just beautiful. Now, what's going down on the ground there, Richo?
Well, with me now, please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for 5-time Melbourne Cup winner, Joe Agresta. Joe, it's great to see you.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Why did you retire?
I had a hip replacement, and I had 3 operations on my knee.
What's it like when someone mentions Melbourne Cup to you? Your life is so rich, full of memories.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic, and I didn't really realise what we'd have achieved, or I'd have achieved, until it was all over.
Really? What was it like winning your first one? Tell us about that.
The first one was Kingston Rule, and actually I wasn't there on the day because I used to ride quarter horses, and I was at another venue riding quarter horses, and I couldn't wait to get back to the stables because we knew the horse had a great chance, and he ended up winning. So I was very excited and caught up with the strappers and the trainer, and we had a good time that night.
Has it been, you were so prominent in the Cummings stable. What was that life like?
Oh, look, it was just, it was a job, something that I loved doing, and I suppose it's something that all horse people love doing, getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So I've done it for 50 years, so I'm quite used to it. It's
still part of your life, obviously. you're adorned with the Melbourne Cup on you now. What's your life like now in retirement?
Oh, I'm not retired. I still go down to the stables. I work for Malua Racing, Leon and Troy Corstons, and I saddle up for the young guys, what they used to do for me, so I do it for them now. And I still go to the races. I'm still involved, so I'm not fully retired.
Now, behind us here, the horses here, Precedence and Sirmione. I'd love to know about them.
Yeah, I rode Precedence for 4 years because Precedence was a very hard puller, and we had many an argument, me and him. Lovely horse, lovely quiet horse, but very keen on the track.
Now, they're just starting to get a little bit of a jolly on there as they head off. Joe, it's lovely meeting you. It's really fantastic to meet a legend of the sport. Not far to the Melbourne Cup now. You got any early tips?
No, I haven't. No, I wouldn't have a clue. I wish I did know who was going to win it, so I'd be a rich man like everybody else would be.
I bet you would. Now, we have a presentation that's going to happen very shortly as well. The Victorian Racing Club are here. They're going to present Society Board Member and Council Chairman Andrew Hardy with a gift. We'll just do that on camera now, I think. Is that... I'm just talking... Yes, we're set to go. Good to meet you, sir. Hi, welcome to South Australia.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Now, what do you have in your hand?
Well, we have a very special presentation on behalf of the Victoria Racing Club, Flemington, the home of the Emirates Melbourne Cup. We'd like to present the chairman, Mr. Andrew Hardy, a memento of our visit here today on behalf of the Victoria Racing Club, and thank all for the hospitality shown here at the showgrounds today.
Fantastic. Well, here we go. Lovely looking. Lovely gift. Wonderful, says Andrew. We'll get Andrew on the mic. I'll just come over here, Andrew, if I can. Andrew, isn't that fantastic, hey?
It's wonderful, isn't it? And I don't have to have gloves on to hold on to it either.
And it's not as heavy either. But where will that go?
I think I'll take it straight home, actually.
Terrific. Well, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Joe, as well. And thank you for bringing the Melbourne Cup to the Royal Adelaide Show. It really is terrific. Andrew, lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wonderful to be here.
And all the John and everyone, thank you so much, everyone. Well, the D-Maxes are not far away.
No.
The Isuzu Utes are about to change the horsepower down here. And if you watch the big screen, you'll see what we're talking about.